Hello lovely people and welcome back to Carmela's art journey, the journey that is ours. Today in this how-to video I want to show you something very interesting. At least for me it's interesting because we are still talking about natural pigments. In our last how-to Friday I showed you, one of the last ones, I showed you how to work with the coffee, which is a natural pigment that I really do love to work with. You see here it's already empty, but I have been working with this instant coffee on several works lately, which I really do love. And today, as you can see, these are the results of the dry ones. Soon I will be posting the red bird illustration that I started with the watercolors on coffee ground. And today I want to talk about something really special, I would say, because I have found a few years ago here in Ireland the purple carrot. Yes, the purple carrot. I have worked in the past with beetroot juice, and it works very well. It gives me a kind of a winey color, red, dark red, to faded red, depending on how long you cook the beetroot. But it was very lovely. And now I found this purple carrot. The purple carrot has a very interesting history. Actually, the purple is the original color of the carrots, as I could read about, especially in the Victorian times. It was very common to use the purple carrot. Then we worked on the carrot a little bit and got them to be orange. Well, since I found the purple carrot, I fell in love with those colors because every time that I cooked it, it it got such a dark purple wine color, very, very strong. And I have been wanting to use that for a while already. And now that I got very much into the natural pigments again, I decided to finally do that. So for this how-to video, I won't show very much what's happening on here, but I want to talk about this juice, because what did I do? I cooked the beetroot, sorry, no, the purple carrot, and I wish I had one here to show you because this is a lovely, lovely vegetable. And I cooked it for a while, slow cooking, and tried to get as much of its color as possible. And after that, I left it cool down, and I added a little bit of salt and a little bit of vinegar to keep the color intense and bold for longer. Because, for example, the beetroot juice I had before, I didn't add anything, I just used the juice right away, and of course it fades. But it's something that we have to count on when using natural pigments, that they will fade. But if there is something that you can help yourself and help your color and help your artwork, is adding a pinch of salt and some vinegar. So this juice, as you can see, is quite bold. It's a very dark, like a wine, like a grape juice. But the most interesting thing is the result when it gets dry. Here I will put it on paper for you to see how it looks at the very beginning, and then I will show you how it turns. Well, if you want to prepare something like that with beetroot or purple vegetables, purple carrots, purple whatever, potatoes, or I don't know, whatever, maybe even onion skin, just do like that. You cook slow for a while until you get all the juice. You reduce as you would be cooking like a sauce, for example. You let it reduce and reduce. If you need, add a little bit more water in this cooking pot, in this juice, and let it get with the piece of the vegetable naturally, and let it get as strong as possible. After that, as I said, depending on what you're using, you will go through a cloth, a cheesecloth or something like that, or a coffee filter, just to get the juice with no remains of the vegetables, and you let it cool down. And as I said, again, I repeat, you put a pinch of salt and some vinegar. Not very much, just a few drops, or a teaspoon maybe, depending on the quantity that you're doing. And this will keep it good. I would also say, if you live in a hot place, leave your juices in the fridge, because they will keep longer without getting bad. You know what I mean. So here is my color. Here's my juice, as you can see. As you can see here on this This is the color that I got. Amazing, isn't it? It's just like red wine, really. But the red wine will show you something else, and something very, very nice. So I would just apply as usual for any watercolor or any other pigments. I am using the Honeymoon postcard, watercolor postcard, 230 gram, gold pressed, and am applying right away, straight away. So just as if I would do with a watercolor grounding, priming, for watercolor painting, or for any other techniques that I would like to use over it. Well, for the intensity, of course, you can wait for it to dry a little bit and apply other layers, and then see what you would get out of that. And as I said before in other videos, I don't stretch my papers. I like very much the waves of the paper because they help me get some very nice effects, some stains. Let's move it a little bit. And the effects are usually very nice. But one thing I have to say about this carrot juice is that what I have been trying and experimenting, it gets very smooth. It gives you a very smooth and velvety surface. Maybe also because of the paper when it's, and this is a smooth paper, so I believe that it will stay smooth. But I believe that for more textured papers, you will get more stains, as usual in watercolor techniques. So now you see, it gets winey. I would say it's a wine color in general. So I would just leave it here. I will just clean my brush a little bit. And then I will show you the results that I have already got. So now I will lay this just flat to dry, and I will respect the waves of the paper, as I said, because I truly like that. As you can see on the paper, such stains. Here I used a little bit of salt, so that's why you get those salt crystals in, you know, that's why I got this kind of stain, like open. It opens a little bit when you use salt crystals on watercolors and other pigments. It happened also okay, let's say not so strong as with the coffee, but it happened with the carrot juice too. But this one, for example, I didn't use anything but coffee and left it just laying somewhere, and I was moving a little bit as this one. This is not so wet as this one was, so I will just see what happens next. I will let it lay and let it get dry and see what I get. And I will, of course, I will show you that. I will show you the results. But now let's see how it turns when it's dry. Well, I have here my sketchbook, which I will use for natural illustrations. I have here the bird, and here I will probably put also another bird, or probably another animal or a plant or a flower or whatever, because this is simply amazing. This is the Arteza sketchbook, and it's 300 gram textured. So even with all the texture, you can see this is the carrot juice when dry. And here I just used some coffee because I wanted to see how they react, and which color would be the dominant one. And I could see that I used not so much coffee and not so strong, so it blended quite well. It gave me this smooth gradients here and a little bit of a stain here, which I pretty much like. And as you can see, from that wine color, I got this amazing bluish grayish purple. I am amazed. I had to show you this, guys, because this is simply fantastic. I am so fascinated by this color that I think I will use this carrot juice for 1 million illustrations. So, and here, I will leave it here for you to keep seeing this beauty. And here, is an illustration that I started. This is the Hahnemühle round paper. I believe this should be also 230 grams, something like that. And it's a cotton paper with a very, very smooth surface. I love this paper. I recommend this paper. I recommend Hahnemühle for a lot of different techniques. I love this brand. And this is here no advertising. I really do. So, well, let's hope that it turns into an advertising someday, because that's the way to go, right? But no, I am just telling you really what I use and the brands that I use, because so you can try it yourself and see which kind of results you get. So this, as you can see, I gave a grounding, priming with the carrot juice, and then it turned into the here. Have a little bit of white here, of course, but you can see that it comes a little bit through. And I started a boat watercolor illustration of this forest, which means I covered almost all the background, and you will see that the color comes through in the lightest shades and between the shades, which gives me for me an amazing depth. Of course, this illustration isn't ready yet, but it's the first attempt with the watercolors, and I have to say the watercolors work very, very well on the dry carrot juice. I really hope that you try this at home. If you can find these carrots, try them, because they are simply fantastic on the table for you to eat and for your art. So I think that's it for the moment, and when this illustration is ready, I will post some pictures of it, and probably I will post a few videos of the process. I didn't record it very much, but I will also apply some colored pencils on this illustration. So I will post some videos about the process too. Hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, if you want to exchange, if you would like to know something or say something that you maybe already tried, something different, please drop me a line. And I love to hear what you have to say, and to show, of course. As usual, like, share, comment, subscribe, all this stuff, because you help us keep growing, doing this kind of cool stuff for you, for me too, of course, for ourselves, for my students, and for everybody that loves art. And don't forget to stay positive. Bye-bye.